Cool. All right.
Let's do it.
I mean, it's been over a decade since I've known you. I've been reading your books since the beginning of time.
Oh.
So excited to have Harlan Coben in the studio today here on 103.5 KTU. Now, I just thought that maybe we would start with maybe addressing the elephant in the room.
What's that, Wendy? What's the elephant in the room?
I'm almost embarrassed to bring it up, but I've read every single one of your books.
That's
every
good.
single one. I cannot remember which one it was, but there was one where your main character, may have been Myron, it may have been someone else, was listening to the radio in the car. You know where I'm going with this. It was clearly not KTU. I'm pretty sure it's our sister station, Light FM, because of the music selection. But is Light your favorite station, or do you?
Sure. No. KTU is my favorite station. Where are we right now? We're KTU. 103.5 is my favorite station.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for that little cameo in one of your books, but
you're my favorite, Wendy.
Oh
so
my
it's
goodness,
that for sure.
Thank you so much. I mean, it's so funny. I feel like now a lot of my friends who are not even readers,
right,
they know who you are. There's been so much going on. You have all these shows on Netflix now, which one just launched New Year's Day. And congratulations. It's one of the most watched series right now.
Thank you. Yeah, Missing You came out January 1. So, we just found out it was #1 for this first week, and we're all celebrating it. You know, Netflix is cool because it's 195 countries that they have.
Is it really?
Yeah, and like something like 230 million households subscribe. So it's kind of cool that people, you know, in Croatia or Korea or New Jersey are watching us, Missing You. So,
you're in the Hall of Fame there, which we'll get to.
Oh, wow. Hey.
And also, this is the second series that you did with Thorin Oakenshield himself, right?
Richard Armitage.
Yeah.
Actually, this is counting the other ones. It's fourth. He was on The Stranger.
Oh, he was in The Stranger.
Stay Close.
That's right.
And Fool Me Once, which was last year's show. Fool Me Once and Missing You. Now this is our.
Wait, it's 4.
He's my. He calls himself my lucky underpants.
Oh my gosh!
I never heard that expression. I guess the Brits use that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it seems like that's a winning formula.
Yeah, I really love Richard Armitage. He's a great person, a great guy to have on set, and of course, a wonderful actor. We have a lot of fun making those shows together.
So how much do you get a say in what happens when they shoot? Or do you just write it and then say, okay, do your thing?
No, I have a lot of, so I have to take the hit. If you don't like it, you can blame me. If you like it, you can also credit me, but I'm there a lot. I'm technically speaking, for Missing You, I was like the showrunner. So every day I'm not on set because it's filmed in England. I get tapes of what's going on. We talk on the phone about it all the time. I'm involved in casting and picking directors. It's a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Wow. And so you actually had a say in who was being cast in the show?
Oh, sure. Yeah,
wow.
yeah, of course.
Was this like the way you envisioned it while you were writing it?
No, it never comes out the way you envision it. And when you write a book, you know, I wrote the book Missing You, it's very different from the TV series. And it should be. You know, the worst adaptations, I think, are the ones that stay super devoted to the text and just worry about being true to the text. I worry if it's a good show, but a show is very different from a book, and it should be.
Yeah.
So I just want, you know, look, I want Missing You to be that show that you say, I'm just going to watch one episode and then go to bed, and then it's 4 a.m. and you've gobbled up all 5.
I did. That's actually what I did, even though I read the book already. But I think it's a different experience when you read the book. And that was years. What year did that come out?
2014.
It was a while.
Yes.
So even though I kind of knew what was going to happen, I kind of forgot certain parts along the way. So it was a lot of fun, and to see it on the screen.
Yeah, we also always add a little bit, one twist or two that are not in the book. Just to mess around with the people who are, you know, being very smug about the fact that they know what's going to happen.
I know what's going to happen. So here's the thing. You're kind of known for being the king of twists and turns. Do you know when you're planning out a book what the end game is going to be, and then you come up with the twists and turns along the way? Like, what is that writing process like?
I know so in the case of Missing You, right? So what happens is a police detective, her fiance vanished 11 years ago. Just extreme ghosted her, disappeared.
Can relate. Sorry, we'll get to that too.
Oh, we'll talk about that. And then one day she's swiping on a dating app, and boom, he shows up. And when she reaches out to him, her entire world blows apart. Involves her father's murder, all these past crimes. We're in, right? So I knew that beginning, and I knew who did it. I knew who killed her father. I knew why he went missing. I knew where he was. I know all of that before I start. And then as I'm writing, we'll come up with new twists and turns too. But those are the two things I start with. And if you don't like twists and turns, I'm not your guy. I love twists and turns. I love trying to fool you. I love trying to make you gasp out loud. I like to make you binge.
Listen, because of my neurodiversity, I am kind of a pattern recognition person. You still get me.
Oh, that's so nice.
You still get me. And listen, I usually can see a show and I'm like, that's what's going to happen at the end. And I usually have no idea with your books.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so they're fantastic.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the new book. You seem to come out with them every March. Yep. So Nobody's Fool?
Nobody's Fool is actually a sequel. Not really a sequel. It stands alone, but it takes one of the characters from Fool Me Once. And it takes place, for those who saw the show on Netflix, it takes place a year after Fool Me Once. The detective, Sammy Kearse, is on a new case involving when he was young. He woke up next to a dead body, but now he just spotted the dead body walking through the streets of New York City and has to figure out what really happened all those years ago. So that's Nobody's Fool, about March.
That's so exciting. Yeah. And also you're going to be working with Reese Witherspoon this fall. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so Reese came to me with an idea, and she said, I want to talk to you about an idea. And I sort of joke around thinking, I don't ever collaborate, so I'm thinking, how do I nicely tell Reese Witherspoon that I don't want to do this or it's not going to be a good idea? And then Reese tells me the idea, and I'm like, oh man, that's good. We could do something with that. And all of a sudden we started bouncing off each other, and we decided, let's write it together as a book, and that's what we're doing.
Has she ever written anything before?
She's written, I think, some children's books, and I think she has a coffee table book and things like that. And I know she's been very active in the scripts. Reese's book club is huge, and she's a wonderful creative partner. And she's really, really, just comes up with great stuff. And so we talk about it we just bounce off each other all day long. It's really been fun.
It's incredible. I was saying before, even my non-readers know who you are at this point. Like, I've known you since the beginning of time, pretty much. But I don't think it's safe to just call you an author anymore. Showrunner. Like, what would you even describe yourself as?
Dad, mostly.
Dad. And doggy dad.
And when I start the dad jokes, you'll really see that I am a dad through and through. But yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun, and Reese has been great. And yeah, the Netflix stuff has changed it, right? I was the book author, and now.
And where was Shelter? Shelter was not Netflix.
That was Amazon Prime.
It was Prime.
Yeah, and I have another show coming on Amazon Prime called Lazarus that'll be out in the fall, with Sam Claflin, who many people know from Daisy Jones and Hunger Games, and the great Bill Nye. People pronounce it Nye. I think it's Nye. No, the British actor who was in. You remember him from Love Actually as the rock and roll dude, and Love Actually, one of the great actors of all time. And so those two are starring in a show called Lazarus that I've just developed, and we just finished filming for Amazon Prime. That'll be out probably in the fall.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
So, question: how do you go from author to like all of this? Do you have do people come knocking on your door at some point, or do you just have like a really good agent? No,
I have the overall deal with Netflix, so we're supposed to make the shows. But actually, one of the interesting things about it is I thought it would really interfere with book writing, but they kind of complement each other, because book writing is completely solo. You're an introvert. I sit in a room alone, and then every once in a while I want to get out of that room, and I get out of that room and I go on set for a few days. And then I'm crazy doing that. Then I run right back to my room. So it's kind of the best of both worlds that I get to do. Both go out and be an extrovert on the TV stuff, and then I can go back in my room and be the introvert to do the book stuff.
And does one inspire the other ever?
They don't really inspire each other. No, they're two separate things, but they help. By doing one and then the other, I miss it. So I miss seeing the actors or whatever, and I'll go on set, and then I'm like, oh, well, that's enough of that. A little too much socializing.
Too much peopling.
I can't wait. Right, I can't wait to be back alone in my room and write the novel.
Wow. Well, for anyone who has not seen Missing You, I would say if you've ever experienced ghosting and then basically everything unraveling, you should definitely check it out. Because I saw the first episode, I was like, oh yeah. But at the time when I read it, I was like, oh, I did. But now, oh, okay. All right.
There's a lot
going on here.
I've heard from a lot of women saying, you don't, and she says, her best friend says, we don't go back on the X bus.
Yes.
We can stay away from him. We don't do
I will say, I do have a critique for the end. Like, you kind of left it a little open there. And I'm like, girl needs to move on. Girl needs to move on. She deserves better.
I love the reaction to
I will not
ending.
spoil anything. You guys should definitely check it out and check out all the books and all the things. And I really hope that you'll become a regular here.
Oh, I'd love that, Wendy. That was so much fun.
And maybe a little cameo in your next book.
Oh, there you go. Well, listen to Wendy Wild next book, right? There we go.
Thank you, Harlan Coben.
Thanks, Wendy.